What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls Pregame. Coming to you live from our studios here in the West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. Joined by my guys, Big Dave, BAWL, AWR Sports. Finally back in studio with us after a long homestand. It's our guy, Will, the GOAT, Gottlieb. Will_Gottlieb.
Look, coughed in person.
That's why he's the GOAT. Our panel producer, Joey Spath, is on the controls. He is at Joey Spath. We are CHGO_Bulls. What up, French Bulls TV? Villas. So, Bulls, Thunder, part 2 tonight. Woo. Are we ready to relive all the fun we had in the season opener?
I am, actually.
Yeah?
But, you're asking the wrong person. I'm always ready to win. So, yeah, I want to go win. It's just what I do.
You want to roll in?
I like winning. Winning feels good. So, I like doing it. I'd like to see the Bulls do it, but something's going to kind of be a hindrance towards that, I've heard, Matthew Peck.
Well, yeah, a couple of things. One of them being that the Thunder are really good.
Well, that's one.
The 20-point beatdown they gave us in the season opener, not a fluke.
Yeah.
This team may be young, but they are good, and that's terrifying. And as our guy Troy just pointed out in the comments, no Zach Lavine for the Bulls tonight. A late scratch. He was on the injury report coming into tonight's game with foot soreness. Is it foot soreness, Will? Is that right?
Right foot soreness.
Right foot soreness.
Sprain, I guess.
And about, not even an hour ago was officially ruled out of tonight's game. He is with the team in OKC, but will not dress, will not play. And Troy's saying, let the Zach conspiracy theories begin. I'm going to need you to validate this, Will. I think that every time NBA fans see a player held out before a game.
Hey, Julia.
Because of a injury that sounds minor, when that player is involved in trade rumors, the conspiracy theory assumption is that player is getting traded, and they are getting traded tonight or like tomorrow. I don't believe that to be the case with Zach right now. Do you?
I believe that there is a conspiracy out there and that people are buying into it. I don't believe that this is actually has anything to do with trade stuff, because as we've talked about, this is going to last. This situation is not going anywhere anytime soon. About 25% of the league can't be traded until December 15th, even more, so in some cases, January 15th. And as a lot of people have pointed out, like the trade market right now for Zach Lavine, and really for anybody, is not very robust. Teams want to figure out who they are. They want to see where they stand against other teams until closer to the trade deadline. So I don't think this has anything to do with the trade stuff. Obviously, just as the whole rip his arm away from PR and not have to do the post-game walk-off interview gate situation happened, people are going to make a big deal out of this.
You can't just put a gate after a sentence now.
It's 8-gate.
8-gate.
8-gate? Yeah.
8-gate.
Who you get that from, Joe?
Big Dave.
Thank you.
We coined it together.
Just trying to get his piece.
And then we made Joey learn about what Watergate actually meant and what it stood for.
We did. He had no idea.
But anyway, I don't think this is that big a deal. Joey, I put a tweet in our chat.
Bulls thread.
If you want to show, that's a video that Julia Poe took, who's out covering the game in OKC.
Shout out,
and
Julia.
You can see for yourself. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Sounds like a foot sprain, and it doesn't sound like it's that big of a long-term issue, but they are going to be handling it on a day-to-day basis. And I don't think it has anything really to do with anything beyond a foot sprain.
Okay. All right. Let's check it out then.
Do you have that queued up, Joe? Thank you.
I don't like sitting down basketball. I missed enough games in my career. I try to play through everything. I can care less if it's looked at or not. It's more of the fact that I just don't like missing games. Yeah. And that hurts more than anything.
So that was Zach Lavine in the locker room, OKC, courtesy of Julia Poe of the Trib.
Whatever.
honestly, like, that's how I feel about whatever. Guess what? He only took 10 shots and 9 shots anyway.
He did.
What do you make of that?
I spent a lot of time day before yesterday just going over his previous games throughout his career here in Chicago, because I don't recall him ever kind of seeing that and doing that. And then I saw Mark K put out a tweet showing me and him were on the same kind of wavelength. And I'm like, oh, it's awesome to be on the same wavelength with Mark K.
The one that proved that was the first time ever that Zach had consecutive games with 10 or fewer field goal attempts.
Correct, because I literally was researching it, and I was like, oh, my God, it's the first time ever. And then when I saw him say it, I was like, we're on the same page. This is awesome right here. But he had never done that. And then I wanted to go a little further, and I was looking at, show me the games where he has actually attempted that less amount of shots. Like, how many times he done it? The most times he had done it was the year after his knee injury. And he had 5 games that season, 5, where he attempted 10 or fewer shots. 5. After that, 2, 2, 1, 2. He's never done it like that, ever. He's, again, like Marquet told you, he's never done it back-to-back. But my problem was he's never really done it this quickly and this early in the season either. Because even when I saw those games, they all started in like January or February or something like that, and then it would go. But never this early has Zach taken that few shots in a game for the Chicago Bulls. And that, for me, is what was extra disturbing.
I think it's just this whole situation. I mean, I've kind of been saying it, like, the fact that Zach has – first of all, let's start with the losing. The fact that this team underachieved and missed the playoffs last year. The fact that they start the season 5-10 this year. The fact that Zach Lavine soft requested a trade. The fact that he looked pouty and didn't want to do a post-game interview after a win, after one of their 5 wins at home. The fact that he hasn't played particularly well. On top of the fact that he has been kind of passive out there. And I know, like, take what the defense gives you, but like there are times where he's walking up the floor, the ball will swing to him, and he doesn't even look at the basket. He's just like, all right, Vooch, you got it in the post. Vooch will kick it back out to him. All right, Vooch, back. It's like that Jackie Moon thing.
Yes. Hit me.
I don't like it.
Get right back. Right back.
So all of this is kind of like boiling up. Fans are frustrated. Fans are trying to find anyone to point a finger at right now, whether it's Billy, whether it's Zach. AK now is finally starting to get some of the blame that I think he deserves for this mess. And I get why people are frustrated. But I think it's just the accumulation of all these things that's making everything look probably a little bit worse than it is. And also just it's going to be like this. Like I said, this is not going anywhere. Zach will continue to be under the microscope. But as more of these like kind of minor things start to stack up, they start to feel a little bit major, especially with the trade stuff.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like that. I like your point of people just getting mad and looking for somebody to point at. And I think, I'll take it a step further, because I think it's just stuff that's been kind of boiling under the surface kind of situation. Guys have been wanting to point these fingers for a while, but you needed some proof.
They've just been pointing them at Billy.
Yeah. Well, that's the easy thing to do, is to point them at the coach.
It's always the head coach.
It's always the head coach. But then Billy started making it easy. And that's the problem. He started giving you a reason to point at him. But again, when I talk about losing or winning, I always say it's not just one person, ever. It is never just one person.
One of my favorite things you say.
In a team sport.
Everyone gets a piece.
Everybody gets a piece of this crappy-ass pie. Everybody gets a slice of it. And you're right. More people are starting to look at AK more. More people are starting to look more at Mark Eversley more and say, guys, it's on you now, too. You know, what have you guys done? You start looking at the draft history and those kind of things. And people are starting to kind of put that together. So it starts on the floor, and that's why it goes player, coach, front office. That's kind of like the hierarchy of blame when it starts like this, when your team is losing like it is right now. So you got something has to change tonight. I don't know how, but you got to start getting these W's, man, because fingers are being pointed, and everybody's got like 20 fingers for some reason.
Seems like you missed one there after front office.
No, I don't think I did.
Sell the pie.
I don't think I did.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and dive more into tonight's matchup. Look back at the Bulls' loss to the Thunder in the season opener. Also, what the hell did Chet Holmgren say the other day? We have to talk about it. I need some help. Thank you for joining us for pregame. If you're hanging out with us on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe as well if you aren't already subscribed to CHGO Sports YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Dave, who are we shouting out in pregame tonight?
Beer?
I love it.
Joey, what beer did you have today?
No beers.
You've had no beers yet?
No.
Well, when you go in the fridge during this game, what beer are you pulling out, Joe?
Um,
Well, to
Neon
make it simpler
Beer Hug.
for you. What company are you pulling it out from, Joe?
Goose Island.
Damn right he is. This is the Goose Island Beer Company. That is the beer he will be drinking and enjoying because they are supported by us here at CHGO, and we are supported by them. Been Chicago's beer since the Jordan year. That's 1988. That roster is always stacked. The 312 Wheat Ale, the full pocket Pilsner, which we have no more of because we drank them all. We need more. And the Beer Hug family. And of course, since it's Joey's favorite time, that daylight savings, you know it's Oktoberfest, y'all. Thanksgiving is what, tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, mañana. So at that Thanksgiving, go ahead and bring some Oktoberfest and have some fun with the family, y'all. So grab that ultra fresh exclusive beer at the Goose Island Original Brew House on Clybourne Avenue in Lincoln Park or from the tap room on Fulton Street in West Town. It is the Goose Island Beer Company, y'all. It is Chicago's beer, the true taste of Chicago.
Man, this juicy beer hug,
Feeling it.
real damn good.
That's the Joey Spatzis approved.
That's the Spats special.
Yeah.
Tonight's pregame
Shout out
also
Mama
brought to
Spatzis.
you by our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. In the NBA, the game can change in an instant. Just ask the Bulls, who were down 22-1 the other night.
Hey, he won't forget
But no matter how the action unfolds, you know DraftKings Sportsbook has your back. This week, new customers can score $150 instantly in bonus bets just for betting $5 on basketball. Win or lose, doesn't matter. You get that $150 bonus either way, just for putting $5 down on NBA action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use, that's right, promo code CHGO.
Yeah.
New customers, again, $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting just $5 on NBA basketball. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with the code CHGO. The crown is yours.
Oh, I like that.
Speaking of people who put an invisible fake crown on themselves, LeBron, $39K the other night.
Congratulations.
Good for him.
He has been absolutely phenomenal this season, man. Don't take this for granted.
Past
what
20
this man
seasons,
is
really.
doing. Well, fair point. But the fact that he's doing it right now at 38, where you're supposed to be on a decline, and he's just dropping like 35, 18, and 6 on you on a regular basis, it is really special watching LeBron James. I really want people to enjoy this kind of greatness, man. I love greatness. And I want people to enjoy this kind of stuff and not just take it for granted and sit there and compare it all the time. You're not going to see something like this for another 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You won't see this again. Enjoy it. Embrace it. He's not better than Jordan.
You guys really are just yin and yang. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The perfect match.
Oh, yeah. It's who we are.
The perfect pair.
It's how we roll, man. It's how we roll. Say it, man. You know you want to. I hear it over here. I hear it all the way. Say it. Get it out your chest.
It was an impressive milestone. Lakers ain't winning shit this
There
year.
it is.
And I will enjoy that.
Yes.
Also, as a Bulls fan, I'm sorry. I have failed to talk myself into liking D'Lo, Rui, and the 29 first-round pick as something that I'm going to get excited about, a potential
want that
Zach
either.
Lavine trade return.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I don't want it.
What do you think about the Lakers getting the first spot in the in-season tournament quarterfinals?
Undefeated, right?
I believe technically the Pacers qualified before they did because their game went final
In the
before the
West.
Lakers won.
Excuse
In
me.
the West, yes.
Thank you for the correction.
And on that topic, the Bulls have not been eliminated yet.
Yeah.
You quote
Still
tweeted
alive.
that NBA in-season tournament graphic yesterday, Will, leading into yesterday's tournament games.
Bulls live to fight another day.
That's right.
If the Sixers,
fighting.
Cavs, and Magic all won yesterday, or no, Sixers,
Pacers.
Pacers, Magic all won yesterday, it would have eliminated the Bulls. But Sixers could not pull off the comeback. They lost to the Cavs, so somehow,
Yeah.
leading into Friday, they play Toronto in a tournament game.
Must win.
It's
Not
honestly still
eliminated
crazy
yet.
Must win.
to me that the Bulls beat the Pacers. They're scoring 150 points a game.
Bulls
It's
have solid
honestly,
defense
it's
sometimes.
insane.
Defense is solid sometimes.
Sometimes. But
Sorry,
it was really more to say that the Pacers are crazy.
Pacers and Hawks were putting up points per quarter last night, like Bulls put up points per half.
They score defense usually beats offense in the regular season. You know what I mean? Because Pacers what, number 1 in offense? I believe they're number 1 in offense right now. But they're still 8-5. You know what I mean? Like, you still got a ways to go. But shout out to the Bulls for getting that dub, man. Yeah, I like wins.
Pacers number 1 in offense.
There it is.
But guess what, guys? OKC number 8 on offense, and
they're top 10 in defense too, aren't they?
number 4 in defense.
And there's the
Thunder. The Thunder are damn good.
There's your issue right there.
But before we talk about the Thunder and how good they are, in case you missed this quote from Chet Holmgren, Joe, I don't know if you have that graphic from Bleacher Report that I saw this morning when I woke up, and I said, 54 what from what with what now with the what? What the F does this mean? 54 from Trey Ball is OD shooting hang pulls. I read that and thought I was having a stroke.
Well, hang pulls I know is a workout. So that's how I took it as, well, maybe he means like a hesitation because that's kind of involved in a hang pull like that. And then I realized I was right when I saw people actually started telling people what it meant. But I knew what OD and all the other stuff meant. I was with him, but hang pulls was the only part. But I was like, well, maybe he just means he's taking hezzies, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that.
Hezzy pull up Jimbo?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. With people like defending him and on him like that. And that's exactly what he meant. You know what I mean? Shout out to our guy Terrence Oglesby, who literally broke that whole thing down.
Really?
And told everybody exactly what it meant. It was like, you're welcome. he broke it all down for him, man.
I mean, like the Trey Ball thing, okay, fine. I guess we're calling three-pointers Trey Balls now.
You mad at that? Really?
Why do we need that? Why do we need that term? They're threes or they're three-pointers.
Why are you upset at this?
If you want to call them Treys for short, great.
Dude, they've been saying Trey Ball for a long time.
Why do you need Trey Ball?
It ain't new. Trey Ball is not new, bro.
Get out of here with that. Get out of here with
that.
that.
That's not new.
That's not new at all.
And that's the tip of the iceberg because it only got weirder and more unnecessarily complicated.
Man.
What the hell does OD mean?
He's OD.
What is an OD?
Man, out of control. He ODing. You know what I mean?
That's not a word.
It's going wild.
Not a thing.
It is a... Joey, get your boy.
The Zoomers got him stumped.
Get your boy. What'd you say?
What?
Hi, boy. Get your boy.
Get your boy. That's your boy, Joe. Get your boy. When he's talking like this your boy.
Joey, we need a Zoomer to come and keep us
What
young
is
here.
that?
Help Matt.
I'm sorry.
Help Matt,
No.
Joe.
I do not speak like that, so I cannot translate.
I read that and I
Trey
was
ball
like,
is a fine term. What I've never heard people use it like that. From Trey ball. That's
Trey Ball, man.
You
never heard nobody use OD?
From
No,
three.
OD I've heard. I don't say that, but
I've never said
What
I've
is
never
the
heard it.
origin of that word?
Overdose.
overdose.
OD. When you OD
Right.
on something, it means you OD on something.
Right.
That's overdose, man. Come on,
That's
Matt.
not a word though.
I've never seen it spelled, and it
Also,
doesn't.
he's
yeah,
not
the
saying,
ODE.
he's not saying that Kevin Durant is overdosing.
Oh my gosh.
The slang, reapplication of that word shortened in a
The
way.
fact you said reapplication lets me know that you ain't gonna understand what's going on right here.
It's not grammatically
It's
correct.
not for you. It's just not for you, Matt. Just say that. Like, it's not for me.
Okay. Is it for anyone who speaks English? I read that and I was like, I feel like I'm reading a headline from TMZ right now where I just read phrases and names of people and I'm like, what does that mean and who the hell is that?
I'm sure people feel that way reading Shakespeare sometimes. What do these words mean? This makes no sense to me. Why is he talking like that? Why don't you just say this? But you hear Shakespeare and you say, what do you mean? This is the greatest shit ever written right here. Get out of here with that. It's the same thing.
not
But
that
Shakespeare
different.
talked in slang. Shakespeare spoke in the slang of his time.
He's going off. Like, what does that mean?
He's going off?
No, I know what it means, but it's like, it's just one more degree of separation from saying something like that.
Yeah, man, it's just kids being kids. How old is Hungry, man?
Like
20?
12?
Same thing. Same thing. 2012, same thing.
But you're right. Language changes so much, so quickly.
I get, I've been now familiar with the phrase cap or no cap for a few years now. I understand what that means. I think it's dumb. I don't use it myself, but I at least I know that it's been that. I was like, okay, no, seriously. what is happening in his brain, or what is happening in mine?
I love what our guy Bulldog Kevin Anderson did, where he said every word of this is a code to a nuclear
Sounded
code.
like a checklist.
Yeah, checklist word. OD check. Heart check. Pull check. May God have mercy on
We are
us
going
all.
for launch.
It's funny, man.
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
So do you.
Regardless of the fact that Chet Holmgren is now speaking in tongues, he and his Thunder teammates are really damn good at basketball.
He's shooting, like 46% from three?
Dude.
Yeah.
I think he's
scoring from
50, 40,
everywhere.
90 right now.
Yeah, man. He's been special, bro.
And so I was
OD.
listening to the latest low post on the way in here.
56, 46, 90.
Nasty.
17,
Say that again.
17 points per game on 56 from the field, 46 from 3, 90 from the line.
That's dumb.
How many
Can't
blocks?
stop that.
How many blocks per game?
2 blocks a game, 8 rebounds, 2.5 assists.
And he's how tall?
He is 7'1", I believe.
Yeah, he's a cheat code, ladies and
mean-
gents.
Man.
Welcome to your nightmare.
So, and the scary thing is that, like, even last year, we knew the all-NBA caliber player that SGA had turned himself into, and he looks every bit that player again this year, only getting better. You know, he dropped 31 and 10 in their game in October against the Bulls like it was nothing. But we weren't sure what we were going to see out of Chet. You know, having redshirted his entire, injured freshman, rookie year.
Yeah.
And a player with that frame, what was going to show out of the gate. It looks right now like he is leading and clearly leading ahead of Wemby for Rookie of the Year with what he's doing. And
That's saying a lot, man.
then there's the fact that he's just the next piece behind Shai now that he's healthy. But this entire Thunder team can play.
Yeah.
They can all play make. I was listening to Low Post he had I can't remember his name right now, Shecht? So
Yeah,
the guy
Andrew.
who covers the Athletic Thunder beat. About how, like, it doesn't matter who's handling the ball and who's running what. Like, they'll even run inverse pick and roll sometimes with, like, Wemby, with Chet getting screens as opposed to doing the screening. Like, Isaiah Joe, where did this player come from and why is he amazing? We were talking before pregame about how Josh Giddey is somehow now like this expendable piece that they might trade away. And I'm
good.
like, if we brought Josh Giddey here, he would be our best player by far.
He would be everything to us. We
Yeah,
are begging.
You mentioned Isaiah Joe, and I just want to say real quick, because the Bulls are heading for a rebuild, whether they like it or not.
I believe the term is potential downfall, Will.
The downfall is no longer potential. It is
In the
reality.
world. Shout out KC.
But Isaiah Joe is a perfect example of what you're supposed to do as a rebuilding team. A guy that played handful of minutes, handful of games with the 76ers. OKC gets him for nothing, and now he turns himself into a player. You need to, like, churn through these, like, fringe NBA guys and just see what you have in them. Last time it was like, let's get Sean Kilpatrick in here. Let's get Wayne Selden, 28-year-old Wayne Selden, to try to, like, win us games. They can't do it that way next time. But I digress.
And I think the good thing, though, about what OKC has is because they have so much, draft stock and all those things. Guys like Isaiah Joe, when they play like this, become really good trade bait, for them. Because they're not in a situation where they're concerned about where they're going to be in the next couple years. Wherever they are, they've got something for it the next year as far as the draft is concerned. So they're okay with making these kind of trades to get potential better players than main man Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
So that's a really good situation that they're in right now in OKC. It's why Will loves him so much.
Yeah. That
They
was
really
another
are my team.
Yes,
They really are.
bonker stat that I heard
Just
from
love
that
them.
Low Post episode when he was talking Thunder with the Athletic beat guy. In the about 70 minutes on the floor together thus far this season, the trio of Shai, Chet, and Joe plus 46. And not quite 70 minutes on the floor together.
Is Joey, is that good?
I didn't even hear what he said. What was it about?
Many are telling us that is
Many
very
are telling
good.
us
It was
that
an
is
easy
good.
alley-oop.
And
It
then
was,
the
uh,
other
Very easy. Very easy.
French.
It
Bulls
was the
TV meanwhile
trio
saying-
net rating of those guys on the Thunder, right? Yes, very good.
Yeah.
There you are.
Indeed, quite
French
good.
Bulls TV saying, "Hey, I like Wade Selden. Good for you."
Wade Selden. Whoa.
and,
Walter Lemon Jr. Shout out.
The other thing that I heard that they were talking about is that a lot last season, and then in their first few games this season, this Thunder team struggles when Shai gets his rest.
Okay.
But in their last 5 or 8 games, they've been able to even flip that script, and now they are a net positive team with Shai off the floor.
Wow.
Like
That's
where
scary.
for a Bulls team that's like we can climb back from our 20-point deficit when our bench fights your bench.
Yeah.
This Thunder team just looks deep everywhere now.
Every single place, and they have size on top of that. So everybody's tall, everybody's big. They can do you inside, outside, fast break, half court. They got shooters. They got guys that can post up. Like, they're covered everywhere. All it is for them is just more time. You know, they just need extra time. So like another year or two, and maybe they might be ahead of schedule. But for me, it's another year or two with them, and they're just going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with a whole bag of extra shit. You know what I'm saying? That's stuff the Lakers do. That reminds me of the 80s Lakers and the Showtime Lakers. It's why they were never, ever out of anything, because if they lost, they would just go to the draft. You know, not go to the trade. They would go to the draft and just get someone else, and then they were fine. So, yeah, man, they're in a great place, and it's awesome right now. I saw our guy Shirtless Wonder is in the building. Shout out to you, sir. It's always good to see you in the place to be. I know it's cold outside, so you can't be out here without no shirt on right now.
It's a little chilly.
But thank you for being around
Well,
us,
he
man.
says he's in Houston, so he can be there without.
Oh, he's in
shirt.
Houston. Oh, you know he's shirtless.
Dude, it's still 80 degrees down there.
First of all, thanks for hanging out from Houston, bro.
Appreciate
you.
ya.
Looking out.
All right,
Why don't you
meanwhile,
give me the keys
guys,
to the place? I would have looked out for it.
like 10 minutes or so ago, the Bulls put out their starting lineup for
Oh,
tonight.
let's hear it.
Which, you know, this will be different from the first time these teams face each
I'm so
other
ready for this.
a month ago.
I'm actually excited.
Kobe White, Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams, first bucket. We are back.
Hey, let's go. We back,
we
Joe.
go back to P. Will
We
first
back.
bucket.
We back, Joe.
Okay.
We back, Joe. We back.
Whatever.
You put Patrick out
I
there for
guess
the size and
in
the youth.
that sense, it will be like their season opener when Pat hadn't lost his starting job yet and played 30 minutes. Pat even, I went back and looked, like Pat had an okay game that night. He had 8 points.
Oh, yeah. You remember me
You know,
yelling
4
about
rebounds,
it?
4 assists,
You remember
whatever.
me
Yeah.
yelling about it constantly? 9 points. 9 points.
Yeah. So that,
Two blocks.
The starting lineup was what the Bulls started the season with, obviously. Kobe, Zach, DeMar, Pat, Vooch. Bench minutes went thusly that night. Torrey Craig led the bench with 22. Caruso, 20. Drummond and Javon each had 16. And Io, 10th man, had 9. Now, we've seen Billy sometimes stick with 10, sometimes shrink to 9, depending on who's available. But so we're looking at Caruso being in the starting lineup instead of being a bench player, Zach out, and Patrick rejoining the starting lineup as far as what we saw then and what we'll see tonight.
And you mentioned different starting lineups. KC Johnson just tweeted this, which is just kind of a crazy stat considering this is only the 16th game. DeMar DeRozan missed 1 game for personal reasons. Zach Lavine now missing tonight with a right foot soreness. And Billy Donovan is trying 3 different power forwards. This will be the Bulls' 5th different starting lineup. It's just game 16.
In 15 games. Or 16,
16
excuse me.
games, yeah.
That's
Crazy.
hilarious.
So any of the young guys active or anything like that?
Ours or theirs?
I
Ours.
believe I saw that Julian Phillips and
Okay.
Dalen were with Windy
Both
City.
with-
but
I
I'm not
hadn't
positive
seen
about that.
anything about either of them getting assigned to Windy City.
Okay. I'd like to see it, man. Young guys, man. Why not?
Speaking of Billy and this team's rotations, I wanted to bring this up because I feel like Chicago sports fans, it's like Bulls fans can commiserate, and then it's even sometimes more cathartic to commiserate with failure of other Chicago sports teams.
Okay.
Did you see what Matt Eberflus was saying in his press conference Our guy Nick Moriano, who covers the Bears beat for us at CHGO. Shout out to Moriano. We love him. He does a great job.
He does.
Had these quotes from Eberflus after his most recent chat with the media when people were asking him about Montez Sweat.
Tell me who this sound like.
And the number of defensive snaps he got as the Bears were coughing up their lead to the Lions. You always want to see that rise, Eberflus said on Montez Sweat and his snap count. Eberflus also said you always want to see your best players playing more. And
Who controls that?
I read that and I was like, oh my God, Eberflus and Billy need to have like a podcast together. What are we doing here in Chicago with these head coaches who get questions about their rotations, how many minutes their players play, how many snaps their players play, and talk about those decisions like they're someone else's? What are we doing here? Is this just a Chicago thing where we are all cursed to deal with nonsense like this? Jesus!
I literally had this rant at home by myself after I sit there and read that and heard it. Everything he just said, I had to myself because that's exactly how I felt, Matt. I was like, I came on here and yelled about that when Billy said that crap. Like, what are you talking about? You're in control. It's your team. If you want to be out there, put him out there. Sweat was not in on the final drive of the game when the Lions went down the field for a touchdown.
But you'd love to see him.
They didn't have him in
Well,
the game.
that's
But I would
because-
love to see him in.
You'd love to see.
I'd love to see him have an
It's
opportunity.
because snap count Moses didn't come down with the tablet.
You almost made me. You almost made me throw my
Snap
phone.
count Moses
Snap
lays
count
down
Moses.
the law.
Oh,
Just like rotation Moses lays down the laws for Billy. He's
Gotta
Billy-
come
what
out
could-
the mountain.
What could Billy do?
That's it.
Nothing.
He didn't get the guy to go to the mountain.
Rotation Moses said what he said.
What an idiot!
Can't dispute
I
that.
hated it so much.
Joey.
Joey, Joey, give me something happy. Tell me who's in the first bucket.
Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
it.
you, Mario.
Yes, Mario. Yes, in the pregame show, hats are being thrown. Welcome.
Honestly, I
I'm gonna make you happy, Big Dave. You want me to make you happy? I'll make
already
you
do,
happy.
Joe. Just seeing your
right
face
here.
makes me happy.
The new and improved Patrick Prominence Parlay.
Oh,
Oh, what?
15 plus points.
not a chance.
8 plus rebounds.
Get out of here.
Over 1.5 threes. People,
15 and 8.
people don't come back here and say that I didn't share the word with you.
You know what? He's right. He did just make me happy. That just made me happy right there.
Now that Zach isn't here, Patrick can finally spread his
He
wings.
can spread
and
his
fly.
wings, man.
Well, that was the case the game DeMar had to miss, right? And
That is.
what happened?
9 points.
Oh, Patrick didn't do shit? Yeah, cool.
You know,
Cool.
He went on it. But this is different. He's in the starting lineup.
It's
This is
happened
different.
before. It will happen again. Trust.
Come on, Joseph. Come on, Joseph. You know I'm with the
I have
irrational
spoken.
thoughts. I'm with it, man.
The thing that I would like to see tonight.
I did almost throw my phone. I did. I really did almost throw my phone.
Will, and everybody out there in Bulls Nation, if you haven't read it, you should go read it during halftime of tonight's game or whatever. Or if you watch the first quarter of tonight's game and you're like, I'm done. Will wrote a great piece about how the Bulls have tried to change their offense so far this season, where their shots are coming from, and the efficiency on those spots on the floor. It's great. It's brilliant stuff. But within that, there is talk about the fact that they are generating more threes.
Yeah.
Just not hitting them. The Bulls, in their season opener against OKC, launched 42 threes, which for them is a ton. Their season high the other night was like 45, right?
At that time, it was the season
Right.
high in game one.
The problem was they shot 28% on those 42 threes.
They did.
Can we launch a normal number of threes tonight and maybe hit some?
Yeah.
Can we do it?
You can still get an extra tip, Ryan, just for the fact that I almost threw my phone. Just give us the extra tip just because. You know what? Come back in the post game. Hit us with the super chat. We'll have fun. We'll discuss. We'll all three be here. Joey Spathis will be over here talking shit because what is it? The Patrick Prominence Parlay? Is that what you called it?
Correct.
Yeah. When that hits, he'll be in here talking crazy. And I can't wait to see it, Joe. I'm excited to see you talk
15
crazy.
and 8.
Is the first bucket involved in that?
No. That's a
Separate.
separate ordeal.
You said DeMar for the first? No. Who's
Patrick for the first bucket as well. It
Let's
starts,
do separate bets.
Separate
from the
bets.
first whistle.
Coward.
Pat
We are 5 minutes past 7 here in Chicago. That means it's tip-off time in just a few. We will get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in pregame. We'll be back for postgame immediately following Bulls versus Thunder. In the meantime, follow Will _Gottlieb, Big Dave's Balby at WL Sports. I'm Bulls _Peck. We are CHGO _Bulls. Our panel producer, Joey Spathis, is at Joey Spathis. And he was right with that comment. This man is talking about throwing his phone. He doesn't even have a case on his phone.
I don't even. And I was ready
could
to
not
toss
fathom.
it. I was ready to toss it.
But I'll hold it tight and throw my hats instead.
Yes.
Hit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. We will talk to you in postgame. Let's see what happens.
Let's see, guys.
Tip off. See you, Rebby. Good.
Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.